Have you ever stopped to wonder what it truly means to live a good life? For centuries, humanity has wrestled with this profound question. We look up at the stars and inward to our own hearts, searching for a map to guide us through the beautiful, chaotic journey of existence. From this search, two very different paths emerge, each offering a powerful answer. One path leads us to a quiet garden, where peace is found by letting go. The other leads to a towering mountain, where meaning is forged in the heart of the storm. These are the ways of Zen and the way of Friedrich Nietzsche, and they ask us to consider a fundamental choice. Should we seek tranquility or embrace our inner fire? Imagine life as a river. Zen philosophy sees our attachments, our desires, our fears, our ambitions as heavy stones we carry. We cling to them, believing they give us stability, but they only weigh us down, making the river's current a struggle. Zen suggests that we can gently open our hands and let these stones fall away. By doing so, we don't sink, we float. We become one with the flow of the river, moving effortlessly with its twists and turns. This is the path of detachment, a journey toward inner silence where peace is not something we chase, but something we uncover within ourselves when we finally stop resisting the current of life. Now, picture that same river, but from Nietzsche's perspective. He would not tell us to drop the stones. Instead, he would urge us to use their weight to build a dam, to redirect the river's mighty force and create something new and powerful. For Nietzsche, life isn't about floating peacefully, it's about harnessing its raw energy. He believed that our passions, our struggles, and even our pain are the very tools we need to carve out our own meaning. His path is not one of quiet acceptance but of fiery creation. It is a call to become the artist of your own life, using every color, even the darkest shades, to paint a magnificent masterpiece of your own design. So we stand at a crossroads, with two guides offering us different directions. One, the Zen master, points toward a serene valley of mindfulness and calm. The other, the philosopher with the fiery spirit, points toward the exhilarating peaks of self-overcoming and passionate living. Neither path is inherently right or wrong, but they represent two fundamental human urges: the desire for peace and the thirst for meaning. As we explore these philosophies, we are not just learning about ancient ideas. We are asking ourselves what our own hearts truly seek. Do we long for the quiet of the stream or the roar of the waterfall? Zen Buddhism offers a vision of life that feels like a gentle cleansing rain after a long hot day. At its heart is the idea that our suffering comes not from the world itself, but from our desperate grip on it. We cling to feelings, wanting joy to last forever and pain to disappear instantly. We cling to ideas about who we are, our successes, our failures, our identities. Zen teaches that this constant clinging is the source of all our anxiety. The solution it suggests is surprisingly simple. Learn to let go. This isn't about becoming emotionless or uncaring. It's about observing our thoughts and feelings without being swept away by them, like watching clouds drift across the sky. A central concept in Zen is emptiness, or sunyata. This doesn't mean that nothing exists. Instead, it means that nothing has a fixed, independent self. Think of a wave in the ocean. Is the wave separate from the ocean? No, it is simply the ocean expressing itself in a temporary form. In the same way, Zen says we are not isolated islands. Our self is not a solid, unchanging thing. It is a flowing process, interconnected with everything else. Understanding this no-self helps us loosen our ego's grip. When we realize we are part of a larger whole, our personal worries and anxieties begin to feel much smaller and less overwhelming. This understanding is cultivated through mindfulness and meditation. Imagine sitting quietly and just paying attention to your breath, the simple, rhythmic act of inhaling and exhaling. As thoughts arise, worries about work, memories of yesterday, plans for tomorrow, you don't fight them, you simply notice them, acknowledge them without judgment, and gently return your focus to your breath. This practice trains the mind to stay in the present moment. Most of our suffering is born from replaying the past or worrying about the future. Zen invites us to come home to the here and now, the only place where life is actually happening. Through this practice of detachment and mindfulness, a profound sense of peace can emerge. It's the end of the internal war we so often wage against ourselves and the world. When we stop demanding that life be a certain way, we can begin to appreciate it for what it is. The goal is not to empty our life of joy or love, but to free ourselves from the fear of losing them. In this freedom, we find a stable, quiet joy that doesn't depend on external circumstances. It is the peace of the deep ocean, which remains calm and undisturbed even when the surface is turbulent with waves. If Zen is a quiet stream, then Nietzsche's philosophy is a roaring bonfire, crackling with energy and intensity. He looked at the world and saw that the pursuit of mere comfort and peace could lead to a life of mediocrity. He challenged us to want more, not more possessions, but more life. For Nietzsche, the ultimate goal was not happiness or tranquility, but greatness. And greatness is forged in the fires of adversity. He introduced the idea of the will to power, which is not about dominating others, but about the fundamental drive within every living thing to grow, expand, and overcome its own limitations. It's the force that pushes a seed to break through the soil and reach for the sun. Nietzsche urged us to engage in a process of self-overcoming. He believed we are not born with a fixed purpose, we must create it. He famously said, "Become who you are." This means we must be the sculptors of our own character, chiseling away at our weaknesses and amplifying our strengths. This is not a comfortable process. It requires facing our deepest fears, embracing our most challenging emotions, and pushing ourselves beyond our perceived limits. Where Zen encourages us to observe our desires from a distance, Nietzsche tells us to dive into them, to use their energy as fuel for our creative journey. Life's meaning for him is not found, but built through passionate effort. A core tenet of Nietzsche's thought is the concept of amor fati, which translates to a love of one's fate. This is perhaps his most demanding and powerful idea. He asks us not just to accept everything that happens in our lives, but to love it as necessary. This includes the pain, the heartbreak, the failures, and the struggles. Why? Because these experiences are inseparable from our joys, our triumphs, and our growth. To wish away the difficult parts would be to wish away the person we have become. Loving your fate means saying yes to the whole of life, affirming every moment as an essential part of your unique and beautiful story. Living this way requires immense courage. It means rejecting easy answers and comfortable illusions. Nietzsche would say that a life without struggle is a life half-lived. He encourages us to see challenges not as obstacles to our happiness, but as opportunities for us to test our strength and become more than we were before. His philosophy is a call to action, a declaration that we should live so boldly and fully that we would be willing to relive our life exactly as it was, over and over again for all eternity. This is the ultimate affirmation, to embrace your existence in its entirety, with all its light and all its shadow. Chaos, a tale of two philosophies. When we place the teachings of Zen and Nietzsche side by side, we see two profoundly different blueprints for a meaningful existence. They are like night and day, silence and sound. Zen's primary goal is the cessation of suffering, leading to a state of serene peace known as nirvana. It teaches that the self is an illusion, and that our attachment to this illusion is what causes pain. The path forward is through detachment, mindfulness, and the gentle dissolution of the ego. It's really a subtractive process. By letting go of what we think we need, we uncover the tranquility that was always there beneath the surface noise of our minds. Nietzsche, on the other hand, champions the intensification of life, not the quieting of it. His goal is not peace, but the fulfillment of one's potential through the will to power. He sees the self not as an illusion to be dissolved, but as a project to be built and perfected. For him, suffering is not something to be eliminated, but an essential ingredient for growth and greatness. His path is additive. We must embrace our passions, confront challenges head-on, and affirm every aspect of our existence to forge a powerful and unique identity. He asks us to live with passion, even if it brings chaos, rather than settle for a passionless peace. Let's look at a clear comparison of their core ideas. When it comes to the main goal, Zen Buddhism seeks serenity and the end of suffering, what is called nirvana, while Friedrich Nietzsche focuses on self-overcoming and life affirmation, or greatness. Their view of the self is also quite different. Zen sees it as an illusion, the no-self to be seen through, whereas Nietzsche regards it as a project to be created and strengthened. The path to their respective goals. Zen relies on detachment, mindfulness, and letting go, while Nietzsche emphasizes passion, struggle, and embracing desires, what he calls the will to power. Their attitude to suffering differs too. For Zen, it is something to be understood and transcended, but for Nietzsche, it is a necessary tool for growth and strength. And finally, their ideal state of mind. Zen cultivates calm, present moment awareness and equanimity, while Nietzsche celebrates an intense, passionate, creative, and joyful affirmation. The mental landscapes painted by these two philosophies are starkly different. Zen cultivates a mind like a still, clear lake, reflecting the world exactly as it is without distortion or judgment. It is a state of quiet observation, where inner peace provides an unshakable foundation, regardless of external events. Nietzsche, in contrast, celebrates a mind that is like a powerful storm, full of lightning flashes of insight and thunderous creative urges. It is a mind that is fully engaged, alive with emotion, and constantly striving to express its unique power and perspective on the world. One offers freedom from the self, the other offers freedom through the self. So, must we choose between the tranquil garden and the fiery mountain? Perhaps not. While Zen and Nietzsche seem to stand in complete opposition, their wisdom might be most powerful when used together, like two different tools for two different jobs. Life is not a single unchanging landscape. It has seasons of peace and seasons of turmoil. A truly resilient and full life might be one that knows when to seek stillness and when to summon fire. This is not about creating a lukewarm compromise, but about developing the wisdom to apply the right philosophy at the right time. Think about the difficult moments in life, a painful loss, a sudden failure, or a period of overwhelming stress. In these times, the Zen practice of detachment can be a lifeline. It allows us to step back from the storm of our emotions, to observe our pain without being consumed by it. Mindfulness can provide a sanctuary in the present moment, a safe harbor from the what-ifs and if-onlys that torment us. By letting go of our resistance to what is happening, we can find the strength and clarity to navigate the hardship without breaking. Zen offers us a way to endure the unavoidable suffering of life with grace. Now consider the times when life feels stagnant, dull, or meaningless. You may have stability and comfort, but a sense of purpose is missing. This is when Nietzsche's voice can be a thunderous wake-up call. His philosophy urges us to break free from complacency, to take risks, and to pursue a passion that sets our soul on fire. He reminds us that we are creators, and that our purpose is not something we wait for, but something we must build with our own hands. When we need the courage to start a new project, to stand up for our beliefs, or to transform ourselves, Nietzsche's fire provides the necessary fuel. Ultimately, the journey is yours alone. Both Zen and Nietzsche offer profound maps, but you are the explorer who must walk the path. You can learn to be the calm observer of your own mind when chaos reigns, and you can learn to be the passionate artist of your own life when the canvas is blank. The two are not mutually exclusive. A person can meditate in the morning to cultivate inner peace, and then use that clear-headed energy to fiercely pursue their goals in the afternoon. The real wisdom lies in finding your own unique balance, creating a life that is both deeply peaceful and passionately lived.